Now, while I am still 100% unaware of how to say the name of this brand, I'm gonna call them Synido for the remainder of this video. So Synido have sponsored other videos on this channel before, notably with the live dock, which is really cool if you have your phone or your tablet and you're out making videos in public and you don't wanna have to carry around an interface. But what if you want an interface? What if you have a brick and mortar studio, i.e. a basement like this, and you want something a little more concrete? Well, that's where Synido comes in with their Live Mix Solo. It's a really nice, compact, small interface that should be perfect for any beginner studio. If you're looking to get into podcasting or recording music, this may be where you want to start looking. So Synido is sponsoring this video. There's a link in the description, as always, for you to check out this product for yourself. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel so I can help keep these videos coming. Hit the bell notification so you can see when they are posted. And there are other links down there in the description that can help support this channel as well. Also, hype the video. That's a new thing that YouTube is doing. I don't know what it does. I don't know how it helps, but you guys can be part of that experiment and try to let YouTube know that you're hype for Electric Flamingo's videos. So the Live Mix Solo is geared towards beginners. It says it's beginner friendly, so I'm hoping that means when we plug it into my laptop here, with it being a Windows machine, it should download all of the drivers automatically, making essentially a plug and play interface, which is always nice. I guess you could call it fuss-free, which is kind of what they describe their monitoring as on here. Fuss-free monitoring, reduced recording lag. We'll see about that once we get it all set up. 24-bit, 48 kilohertz sample rate. Some people may be upset about that, but that's just the way that it is. You have 2 ins and 2 outs, so you should have no problems plugging in headphones to these because it does have a headphone port on it, or some speakers. I believe there are some speaker ports on the back of this. Once we get into the box itself, we will actually take a look at that and see. Your 2 ins, you have an instrument in, and then you have a combo XLR instrument jack with built-in phantom power. It's always nice when interfaces have built-in phantom power, because if you have a condenser mic that requires phantom power, and you don't have phantom power, you're not gonna be able to use it. So this kind of covers all the grounds, especially for a beginner. And you really only need the 2 inputs if you're a beginner anyway. You don't want to overthink it. So with all that being said, let's actually open the box, see what's inside. I'm hoping an interface. So as you can see out of the box, we have a couple of things here. So we have a nice little user manual to help you get started, and I believe that's a little sticker. We have the USB-C cable, which I believe powers and is a data cable as well. So nice to know that you only have 1, because some other interfaces that I've looked at have 2, and that's just kind of annoying sometimes. So I believe this is gonna be our little adapter that you normally get with these, yes. So it's always good to have these. You'll end up getting a bunch of these kicking around, but better to have it and not need it, right? And then obviously the meat and potatoes of the whole video, the interface itself. So this is the first look at the interface. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, that's not what I expected it to look like based on the box there. But it does look rather cool on first impressions. Again, super duper simple. You have 2 gain knobs. You have a monitor knob up there that looks like it's maybe your phantom power switch. There's your combo XLR instrument port there. There's your other instrument port. There's your headphone port. Your line instrument switch right there to switch between what you need for that one. Then you have this little switch right here that says stereo, and then mix, and then USB. It's kind of nifty. On the back of the interface here, it says free expression voice for love. Okay. Yeah, so you do have your 2 ports here for your speakers. So if you want to hook up some studio monitors to this, you absolutely can do that. And then that's where you power it on via USB-C. So let's go ahead and get the Synido Live Mix Solo hooked up to my laptop, which is right here just off camera, and we'll start playing some things through it. I'll hook up a mic to it. We'll test out the phantom power and just see how well this thing works. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and see if this is really beginner friendly. So we're gonna go ahead and take our USB-C cable here, and I believe I have a port on this side. I do, perfect. And then we'll take and plug in our interface there. So no lights or anything to show that it's on, but I did hear the beep, the Windows sound, so it looks like we should be good. It's doing something here, as noted by my little mouse and the little hourglass, so I think it's trying to get the drivers and everything going. Let's go ahead and open Reaper and see what we can do here. So we'll get Reaper open. All right, sorry about that cut. I had to download an update for Reaper, but here we go. So let's go into our Reaper settings up here and let's just see if, okay, so you may or may not be able to see this, but where it says input device, it's showing Synido Live Mix Studio on both the speakers and the microphone, so that's good. Now I'm wondering if this works with the ASIO driver. Let's see, ASIO for all maybe? Because I know that that's one thing that a lot of people use, especially on Windows machines. So, okay, so it looks like now we have it going. Maybe. So no. All right, so with the ASIO driver, it does not look like it wants to work. But again, kind of as I discovered with the MOVO Phantom when we were looking at that, if you use this is also a default one, the WAS API audio driver. If there is a way that this works with the ASIO driver, I don't know as of yet, but it does not look like it's necessarily plug and play when it comes to that. But that doesn't mean it's bad, right? There is a workaround and a way to get it to work. So let's go ahead and hook up a microphone, because right now I'm using my overhead shotgun mic, and we'll get some tests out of that, and you'll just hear everything direct. I'll play some guitar in, obviously, because that's what we do here, and we'll record it and see what it all sounds like. All right, so I've got everything going here. Everything that you're going to hear from this point forward will be through the Live Mix Solo. The guitar I chose, just because I thought it was interesting, was my Squire Bullet build that I did for my Werewolf's Nightmare, that I call it because get it, Silver Bullet. So that's what I did with this. I just have, you know, an amp sim and stuff going on there. Thus far, the monitoring is pretty good. I did have to go in, I will say this, the WAS API driver, that driver, I had to go and put it on shared mode to get this to work, because otherwise you were getting that really distorted, ugly, like kind of thing, you know, and it didn't sound good. It was, I mean, just don't use it. Use shared mode if you use the WAS, WAP, whatever it is, that driver. Wasapi is what I called it last time. But once you have all that going, I mean, so I mean, it all works. It's all sounds great in the headphones. This is, again, a Phantom Power dependent microphone here. So I do have the Phantom Power on. Something that I will note is that on the front of the interface, it does have little dots on the side. And as you're talking, it's live monitoring, right? So you can see where it's going up, and if it's going into the red, it's peaking. That's me turning down the gain on the mic. And then if I turn it up kind of loud, you might hear that it's getting really loud, so I'm talking quieter so I don't peak it out. So, I mean, thus far, it was pretty plug and play, aside from having to figure out the driver issue, which seems to be something that I have to do with most interfaces that I look at, so I'm not going to give this one such a hard time about it. It is a little frustrating to not be able to plug in and go straight to using the ASIO driver like most other interfaces do. Like, I've only recently figured out on my MOVO Phantom how to use the ASIO driver, and even then it's not all that reliable. The one that I've found honestly to be the most reliable with that, I hate to say it, is the Focusrite stuff, but I mean, they're pretty well renowned at this point. But I mean, if that's out of your budget and you're just looking for something, you know, quick, easy, affordable, different maybe, the Synido Live Mix Solo absolutely gets the job done. It's got everything you need with it. The Phantom Power, I mean, it's got a pretty nice preamp, so the gain and stuff can go up kind of high. And yeah, I mean, it just, let me see what this line and instrument does here. I think if I switch to instruments, yes, I think I'm on instrument now. Ooh, that was a bad bend, but that's not what we're here to talk about. we're to talk about this interface. So yeah, I like it. I like it. It's something that I could definitely use if I was going to go out, because it is a nice, small, compact little thing. And you could throw it in a bag. I have an old camera bag that I use as my live streaming bag. So, you know, because we do live streams on this channel every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's a show called Only Frets that me and my buddy Sean at Sean Plays Guitar, who's also on YouTube. Check him out. We also do that, and we use our interfaces and stuff. And yeah, so I like it. I mean, it's cool. I don't know how many more times I can say it, but if you haven't gotten it by now, it's a nice little beginner's interface. So if you want to pick one up, check the links in the description. You can also check other videos on my channel for the review on this microphone, the kind of build and stuff where we put in some parts in this really affordable Squire Bullet. And I've got a bunch of videos on my channel, so you know, check it out. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit all the YouTube stuff like the notification bell, and you know, hype the video and do all that, like I said before. But yeah, until next time, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe. Pick yourself up a Synido Live Mix Solo interface down there below. Bye-bye.